Пиздец, ебать, там хуярит.
Warthog Defense reported about the Ukrainian strike on Kursk, but now we have the details. Ukraine struck a military airbase in the Kursk region with Atacms ballistic missiles equipped with cluster warheads. On the night of November 25th, Ukrainian forces attacked the Russian Kursk-Vostochny military airbase with American Atacms ballistic missiles. Bloggers associated with the Russian military aviation also confirmed the fact of the ballistic missile strike on the military airbase. In particular, the well-known propagandist Ilya Tumanov, who is the author of the Fighter Bomber channel, claims that 8 missiles were launched. According to him, the air defense systems of the airbase were able to work on only 7 missiles, emphasizing that this term means only an attempt to intercept, not shoot down. The target is still unclear, as no aviation is stationed there, and the airfield can't be destroyed with such strikes, they add. But we have confirmation that at least one S-400 air defense system is destroyed with the strikes, and the other damage will be revealed. Russia's ground forces are now larger than they were at the time of beginning of Moscow's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. But their quality has declined since then, said Admiral Rob Bauer, chief of the NATO Military Committee. The quality of those forces has gone down, Bauer said, pointing to the state of equipment and level of training of Russian soldiers. Bauer added. He continued, at the moment, the Russians are not the same threat as in February 2022, so we have a bit of time to prepare ourselves. This means increasing investment in the defense industry. He also urged businesses to be prepared for a wartime scenario and adjust their production and distribution lines accordingly to be less vulnerable to blackmail from countries such as Russia and China. If we can make sure that all crucial services and goods can be delivered no matter what, then that is a key part of our deterrence, Bauer said. It is worth noting that General Christopher Cavoli, Supreme Allied Commander Europe, believes that regardless of how the war in Ukraine ends, the Russian army will be stronger than it is now. The Russian armed forces are learning, they are improving, they are applying the experience gained at war, Cavoli said. He called on NATO to quickly prepare for this threat because Russia will be an enemy with serious military potential and clear intentions. Bruno Kahl, head of Germany's Foreign Intelligence Service, believes that Russia will be capable of attacking NATO territory within the next 6 years. Destroyed Russian equipment and cluster shells sticking out of the ground nearby.
Изнутри аж крышу вздуло. Сзади прилетело, видишь, крышу сдуло. Ну вон, танчики.
Ukrainian forces of the 5th Assault Brigade destroyed a Russian RBU 6000 Smerch 2 mounted on an MT-LB, along with strikes on weapons and infantry shelters. The RBU 6000 Smerch 2 is a Soviet-era naval rocket launcher system designed for anti-submarine warfare. It fires unguided rocket-propelled depth charges to target enemy submarines or underwater threats. The system consists of a 12-barrel launcher mounted on warships, capable of firing salvos of rockets in quick succession. Each rocket carries a depth charge that explodes underwater, creating a pressure wave to damage or destroy submarines. The RBU 6000 is known for its reliability and rapid response in close-range engagements, often used to protect ships in convoy or during naval operations. Although developed in the 1960s, it remains in use on various Russian and other naval vessels. A Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drone strikes a Russian BMD-2 north of the village of Krupets, Kursk region. These drones are a real menace for Russian armor, and besides cope cages and electronic warfare systems, Russians don't have a real answer for this. Video of the first moments after the strike in Kharkiv, captured by patrol police cameras.
Є поранені?
Є поранені.
Де? Не, нормально, нормально, нормально. Ударила вот здесь, да? Все в порядке.
На вулицю, виходьте, 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 виходьте. Да, да, да. У вас, ймовірно, травма голови, вам потрібно на госпіталізацію.
В лифтовой шахте застрял человек,
Где?
и дышать нечем.
Давайте мені руку. Не бійтесь, не бійтесь, все добре. Я вам допоможу. Будь ласка, дайте мені руку. Хватайтесь, давай, Андрюха, хватайтесь сильніше. Опа! Есть! Есть!
Ой, спасибо.
Все, идемте на вулицю.
China is increasingly unnerved about North Korea's engagement with Russia, reports The Guardian. According to Kurt Campbell, the U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, China has not weighed in directly to criticize Russia, but we do believe that the increasing coordination between Pyongyang and Moscow is unnerving them. There are also doubts in the Japanese Foreign Ministry that China supports North Korea's dispatch of troops. Dennis Wilder, a former CIA Assistant Director for East Asia and Pacific, stated he finds Chinese media silence on the Russia-North Korea strategic agreement staggering. If Russia goes down the road of nuclear assistance to North Korea, this will bolster the Americans' alliances in East Asia and maybe create a true NATO. So President Xi Jinping is in a very, very difficult spot, he stated. I recommend reading through. The overall picture is very telling. Bankruptcies, losses, and optimization of the largest and most important enterprises and banks are happening in Russia. In 2025, Russians will face a new series of losses and bankruptcies. The reason is not only sanctions, restrictions, but also growing problems inside Russia. Rusal, one of the world's largest aluminum producers, announced the start of production optimization. It will be reduced by 250,000 tons in the first stage. The company explained the decision of optimization by record prices for raw materials and high risks of a continued negative macroeconomic environment. Major Russian mining and metals company Mekhl announced the suspension of one of its enterprises, Olzharovskaya Novaya mine in Mezhdurichensk. The reason is problems with the sales market. Major Russian corporation PJSC Gazprom made a record net loss of $6.1 billion in 2023, becoming Russia's most unprofitable company for the first time in 25 years.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.